Hello, everyone. Hope you are well on this Saturday morning. I'm not going to waste any time. I'm going to get right into this topic. I think we have a serious problem here, and I'm going to go into it. I haven't paid as much attention to this as I should be, and I know some other people are talking about this, and I've read some articles on it, and I just wanted to share this. We have a real problem with there's an explosion of global hunger going on. And sitting in the United States, we're not aware or not always aware of these kinds of things. And when we go to the store, the shelves look fine for the most part. We don't believe there's a problem anywhere else sitting where we are. Now even in Europe, that's maybe a little different. And those of you, I know a lot of people watch me from different countries in Europe. Share what you're seeing. But we have this is a bigger it's going to be a bigger problem in the months to come, I believe, from what I'm reading. But over the last few years, the supply chain problems are still there. We have extreme weather all over the world. We have the war in the Ukraine and Russia. We have a global food inflation that is also a big issue. So this article that I read focused on cattle, and but it's other food items as well. But the cattle, the beef, the size of the national cattle herd in the United States is shrinking, and at alarming rates. And even CNN was quoted as saying, "We are in the midst of the worst food crisis in modern history." Now, they were talking about the worldview as well, but many in the United States refuse to take this crisis serious. And so as long as their stomachs are full, it was talking about that. Everybody thinks everything's okay. Oh well, we had a run on the toilet paper and some other items and the paper goods there a few years ago. Everything's back to normal. Dog, you don't know what you're talking about. Nothing's bad is going to happen. We're all good here. Everything's going to go back to normal. Well, it may not. So we still have big issues. And, the truth is the conditions here are tightening, and you just don't see it yet. I mean, according to this article, they were talking about the number of beef cows in the United States has fallen to its lowest level since 1962. 1962, y'all. So in 1962, the United States had about 184 million people population. Now it's gone up to 331 million people as far as population. So that's another factor. So couple those two things together, decrease in cattle population, increase in humans, we have a serious problem. Beef prices are going to keep going up. They've gone up, and I've noticed them inching up still right now, but they're going to go way up. It will be the trend, and most don't realize the gravity of the problem yet. I mean, they talked about how the cattle, the beef that we're eating right now was slaughtered some time ago. So we're just not feeling the full effects yet. The downward trend is not going to turn around in this year either. I mean, this trend of lower beef cattle population, prices going up, it's not going to end anytime soon. We have a lag in the supply chain, so it said that there's about a 2-year time period from having a new calf, from calf to being slaughtered and the meat being on your plate, to eat the meat, the beef. About a 2-year turnaround. So the corporate media is already calling this luxury food, a luxury meat. I think that's why we're seeing this big push from the powers that be on the Beyond Meat, the lab produced meat. They call it different things. No, thank you. I'll pass on that. If I want to eat beef, I'm going to eat the real thing. And, there's also other sources. There's chicken. Well, we know chicken, it's not a good time to be a chicken. Is it ever a good time to be a chicken? As far as a meat chicken, for sure, for meat. But, you know, over the last year or so, many chickens, turkeys, have been slaughtered. And we know why. So, if you like beef, if that is a big part of your diet, keep stocking up. You probably already are, but keep stocking up. Okay, freeze it, you know, as much as you can before the prices really get crazy. All right, because I believe they will. Meanwhile, food shortages intensify all over the globe. Like I was saying earlier, we're not seeing it so much sitting right here where we are, but it will affect us. In the UK, the largest grocery store chains are now strictly rotating many of their fruits and vegetables, and they're placing limits on things like tomatoes, peppers, cucumbers, a lot of vegetables. You're starting to see the food shortages intensify even more in some countries like Yemen, North Korea, Somalia, Ethiopia, Kenya, and even, like I said, in Europe, we're starting to see some signs there like this. It is said that 22% of British households skip meals or fast the whole day, and that poll was taken in January, just last month. That's a pretty big percentage if you think about it. And I've heard people on the channel here comment and saying, they're skipping a meal here or there, or they're fasting. I know there's various reasons for fasting, but I thought that was interesting as well. The global food production will drop in the next years ahead. I mean, we still have weather issues, we have other issues here, and no matter what our leaders say, it says that no matter what our leaders do or say right now, they're going to keep dropping the global food production. Just the war in Ukraine itself is probably affecting this, but in the years ahead, we're having problems. We're running out of topsoil, fertilizer. Those things will be very tight in the years ahead. They said that many leaders understand what is going to happen and what is going on and what's going to happen, but they're not saying anything because they don't want to alarm the general public. That's a problem. Many continue to assume that everything will be magically fine and everything will work out somehow, and it'll be like it was in 2018. Excuse me. They will not be ready. I get comments here on this channel like, none of this is ever going to happen, dog. I don't know what you're talking about. You're just like the big channels, whatever. You're just, just repeating what they say. Hello? Are you paying attention? Are your eyes open? Have you been living under a rock for the last 3 years? Even longer than that. Actually, I watch very few other channels. I watch some other YouTube channels. As far as preparation is concerned, that circle is small as far as what I watch. I don't have time to watch YouTube channels all day. I work, and we have other things we're doing. And when I do watch YouTube, like I said, I watch some other preparation channels, but it's just a very few. And the other things I watch are other interests that I don't even talk about here. So, and music. So there's that. But I believe a lot of people are just not ready. And I can kind of see from one viewpoint, like if you go to the store now, the shelves are stocked, and if money's not a problem for you, you don't see a problem. If you are a person of means where money's no object, and you can get pretty much what you want right now, you're just paying a lot more for it, but that doesn't affect some people. I know, I get it, but if you're like most people and you're on somewhat of a budget, or a budget like we are, You notice it. It is slapping you across the face every day, every time you go into a store. So even for that reason alone is a good reason to prepare, to stock up, keep your pantry filled, fill up your freezer. Other ways of preservation: canned food, you know, canning food, stock up on canned food, freeze dry, whatever your jam is, do that. Please keep doing it. Stock up, grow what you can. If you have livestock, if you have some chickens, that's great too. Chickens, turkeys, what have you. Local, focus on local, but we need to keep on preparing. And if nothing ever happens again, that's bad. I don't think that's the case, but then what's the worst thing? What's the worst thing? You'll just eat your preps. You'll be ahead of the game. You'll have food stored that you paid a lot less for months ago than you're paying now. So there's that. I have a really good verse I'm going to share here in a moment, but share your thoughts. I just wanted to really bring that out. This story, I'm going to link it in the description, but like I said, some other channels have talked about this, but I just wanted to bring that out. I know everybody's talking about war and all this, and we should be paying attention to that for sure, but I just wanted to change gears a little bit with this video. But okay, passage for today is a powerful one from Luke. The book of Luke, chapter 9, verse 23 and 24 says, "And he said to all, if anyone would come after me, let him deny himself and take up his cross daily and follow me. For whoever would save his life will lose it, but whoever loses his life for my sake will save it." Amen. Take up your cross and follow Jesus. That is the message. And that's what the disciples did, and they all were martyred in terrible ways, but they followed Jesus, and they made that the priority, and there is everlasting life after that. So that's what this verse, in my opinion, that's what this verse is saying, that we will follow Jesus, and we will probably get flack for that. At best, we'll get insulted and challenged and all that, but be strong, be confident, be strong in your faith. At worst, we'll be persecuted, and that could definitely happen. We're seeing signs of that in our country right now. So that will only increase. It sure will. It is written that it will, and it will. So, but keep strong in the faith, because in the end, we have that everlasting life that will be so wonderful we can't even imagine what that will be like. So share your thoughts. Let's take care. Let's be aware. Be safe. God bless you. See you soon.